Hey folks, sometimes you need to add a CG element in your shot. Maybe it's a flying pizza, I don't know. If the camera is moving, you track the shot and get everything you need. But if the camera is static or is just a photo, the task is different. It's good if you have technical information for a shot, aperture, lens and so on. This way, you have half of the numbers and just need to manually match the perspective. Let's see it on this very simple example. Now, by moving the grid along Z-axis, we can see what our edges align correctly everywhere, minus the lens distortion. We could also use a cube if there was something boxy in the scene. But if we don't know the camera, it's another level of pain. After camera matching for 2 years, I can tell you what even in a proper production, those numbers might be wrong. People make mistakes, that's the big one, or there was unaccounted crop factor, or it was shot using focal reducer, or only a portion of the sensor was used, and so on. There got to be an alternative, or at least a backup plan. Seems to be a popular choice. Let's check it out together. Finishing point, blah blah blah, got it. It's a simple image, I can use rectangle mode. Holding shift for precision. Perfect and very fast. Also, if we open Houdini, we can see what Z-axis points at us and X-axis looks to the right. This way, Y is up. That's what we need to see in fSpy. And the origin is somewhere here. Now's the time to copy the values. Focal length and aperture 36mm. Done. Resolution. Done. Okay, position. 1, 2, 3. What's left is rotation, and what the flying F is that? I need Euler angles. Can I have Euler, please? Oh, Leonard, are you being weird again? Why would you put that on your head? Leonard, look, they even got quaternions. Pretty much anything but your angles. What should I do with this nothing burger?
So what do I mean by that? If I consider the orientation of a rigid body in space, no matter what orientation it ends up in, I can describe that as a single rotation about some axis through the origin. That axis might not be aligned with any of the coordinate axes, just some arbitrary axis that goes through the origin. I give it a twist by some amount theta, let's say, and that describes the orientation of the body. So that's Euler's observation. Interestingly, that's what lets you get away from Euler angles and into a better representation. So Euler's name is all over in mathematics.
Leonard, that sounds a lot like a quaternion to me.
Different possibilities for encoding these things. In fact, here's one representation which is used in OpenCV, the popular computer vision library some of you may have spent some time with. We could do the following. We could say, just take theta and multiply it by the v's. to scalar by a vector multiplication, and I just get 3 coordinates like this, assuming that v has already been normalized. So assume that...
Oh, that's cool. We can make it vector 3 instead of vector 4 by multiplying vector by the angle of rotation. And you deserve a like. There is no way it will work, but at least we will have 3 numbers. Wow, how the hell is it working? Axis angle is a completely different system. Let's check. Nope, it's off. I can see that some lines are good and some are not. Maybe we should go back to Euler. I knew that. Gee whiz, let's ask the internet. Degrees, please? Always. That is not what I consider fun time, but in the end we are definitely getting correct values. And they not correct. They even worse. Leonard, come on, I thought your fashion sense was off, but not your angles. Probably it's fSpy's problem. Not precise enough, gives poopy numbers. I'm wrong, it's perfect. It's all good here. Okay, last chance, they have an official Blender plugin. Maybe we can extract the camera via Alembic. Let's download Blender, let's install plugin, let's import the scene, let's export an Alembic, and of course we need to put Blender in the trash bin and clean it. That sure was a lot of fun. Let's import Alembic. And due to difference between Blender and Houdini, we need to rotate it 90 degrees. Going inside, the resolution and the path to the image wasn't exported, so we need to do it manually. And what's the result? Gorgeous! Finally, that's what we need. The other two are wrong. This one, great. Even in the viewport we can see what they misalign. Axis angle is wrong even theoretically. Euler? Has to be Euler. Maybe we just one click away. One click away. Could it be what Blender thinks backwards? Let's check. What can I say? It's a perfect match. Finally, because of course, Blender thinks differently about damn matrices. Yeah, matrices, because remember kids, anything but Euler. Now, will this method always work? No, I was surprised too. It will work marvelously if the frame is horizontal or it's a square. I don't like vertical filmmakers as much as the next guy, but issue is present. And Blender import won't help either, because my method gives absolutely the same result. First of all, we need to understand that if this pic was shot on a smaller sensor, the focal length would be smaller too. Now we got it, moving on. You see, you can play around with other parameters, but it will either cripple your viewport or your render. We need to change your focal length or your aperture. I will choose the latter. fSpy doesn't care if it's horizontal or vertical, it doesn't even use the smaller number, only to show the warning if there's an aspect ratio mismatch, like right now. We need the second number, and this one is wrong. What we need to do is to grab this formula from Houdini dogs and calculate it. Pixel aspect is 1, so don't care. Done. But screw all that. I don't believe it's something a human being should deal with. If you like doing that robotic work, copy-pasting tons of values using web calculator, they're probably pretty weird. I present to you a different approach, a better one. First, we need to export JSON file. Now, let's load my fashionable HDA. It's actually a null with a little bit of Python magic. It takes care of all the math for you, and it's just fast and pleasant experience working with fSpy. Let's enter the path to JSON file, and yes, I want to set up the image right away. Those pesky matrices were converted into usable data. We don't need to do anything else here. Let's just lock the camera, so we don't mess up parameters from a file. That's it, much better, don't you think? What else can we do? Two popular options are to set the scale of the scene and to rotate along y-axis. By the way, if you're working on a tricky shot and constantly adjusting fSpy camera solve, you might want to use a reference mode. This way, camera parameters are linked to the loader and pressing read again will propagate changes down the line. And the cherry on top, a already pre-made simple projection setup for your shadows, collisions, refractions, or just as a reference. Always remember, it needs a decent density for UV projections. You can turn off color highlighting when it stops being useful. This is it. You're welcome. Let's assemble something simple. This frame is gorgeous, but we can see the problem. There is no ground plane, well, basically the water, and the ground is at the angle. We'll need to adjust it by eye and do it in Houdini.